Apologies to Wodi. I can't let nothing else come out of my mouth until I say, Wodi, I'm so sorry. Sorry. What did I do wrong? Tell me, what did I do wrong? Said I'll be going down. Wodi, yo, my bad, bro. You was looking flagrant for a second. I miscalled it, okay? I don't want nothing to come out of my mouth until I say my apologies are due to Wodi. Cause bruh, that's on me. That's my bad. That's on me. Look, I ain't too big to say, sorry. A real bitch showing up to her shit. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to A Dissection. I am your host, JustLatasha. What is a dissection? It is a full breakdown, recap, and review of the episodes that we saw. We are reviewing right now P-Valley, the entire season. However, not just recapping what had happened. I am a screenwriter. I'm a filmmaker. We are looking at this with filmmaking knowledge, with screenwriting knowledge, with cinematographic knowledge, with director knowledge, to break down the visuals against the story. Yeah, we saw what had happened and all what went down, but what do the colors mean? What does the wardrobe mean? What does the positioning of the actors mean? What does the set mean? All of those things add to and build story. And even though these two people are having conversation and dialogue about what had happened, there's more going on. And we gonna get there. Now, I'll be wrong about some stuff, okay? I'm not in the writer's room. So I'm watching it just like you guys. But if my guesstimations are correct, we are definitely expanding what had happened. If you are watching this live, that means you are a patron. Thank you so much. Patreon.com/JustLatasha to access this live show. The live show in itself is a $5 access, but we have different tiers with different gifts. I have just changed starting this month the $15 tier, which gives you access to one downloadable gift a month. This month is an incredible and extensive planner that I handmade. Okay? It's an incredible, extensive planner that I handmade and designed using templates. Let's not get crazy. But it's a 28-page document that includes affirmations, journaling, planning on both a calendar and some free-form writing, just to get your spirits up and going, okay? Just to make sure you are tapping in with self before you go out and execute into the world. We take care of our black asses over here. Okay? And then as you go up tiers, you get different gifts. So thank you for being here if you are a patron. All right, let me see who we got up in here. Y'all, we already jumping. Y'all came here to yell at me. I know y'all, okay? I know y'all came in here to yell at me. We gonna do it. Let's throw some hearts up in the chat. Shout out to first comment, A Barty. What's going on? Trini, so close, but hey, shout out to the heart colors. Yeah, that's so fire. Hey, Jordan, what's up? Yep, absolutely. This is a love room. We love and accept everybody, but okay. like button. Yes. What's up, CJ? I see you in here. Hello. Heavy. We got so heavy, baby. Christy, hello. How are you? Let's do it. Look at all the friends in the chat. We doing it. We absolutely doing it. Make sure this music is off, which it absolutely is. Okay. We have such big conversations to happen tonight, so I don't want to waste not a second of your time. I hope you guys had a beautiful extended weekend, but we back at it. We doing it. We back. We on. So I took care of business top of the show. One more time for one time. Sorry, Wodi. My bad. But second off, because bitch, The creator and writer of this show, Miss Katori Hall. The creator and writer of this show, Miss Katori. The creator and writer of this show of P Valley, Miss Katori Hall. This is her. This is her work, her universe. This is her scrippers. Katori Hall tweeted me about this show, talking about she gonna tune in. Now, if Miss Katori Hall is joining us and watching out, we're gonna be on our best. Our best. I'm just kidding. We acting bad. She made the show. But when I say my heart stopped. When I say my heart stopped, like Ms. Katori Hall, if you're here, I thank you for joining us. We just fans, and we just here, and we just breaking down the show. The fact that you're watching, like you're discovering something when you made it. Okay, and I just want to get this off. Look, I thank you so much for your beautiful, kind words on Twitter. That was so inspiring. I love that. But I can only do a great dissection when I have a great show to work with. So that's you, okay? That's you. That's all I'm doing. Last but not least, final announcement, cishet men, the show is not for you. I'm so sorry if I'm the one who had to break the news to you. Cishet men, the show is not for you. That has been confirmed by so many people involved with this show. You are not censored. This show is not for you. You saw women getting undressed and censored yourselves. Nobody said you were supposed to be here. You know, you got comedians asking for disclaimers when queer sex come on. What? We had to move different for you? Not on this time. May the Lord open. See, leave the door open on the way out. Get your stink out of here. Okay? Episode 5 of P Valley Season 2 is entitled White Knights, a double entendre. A double entendre. White knights are often the princes who are saving the princesses in fairy tales, right? Tonight's episode is heavily inspired by Cinderella, you know, portrayed by M.I. Mississippi, Keyshawn, symbolizing Cinderella. And we've had such deep conversations with the episode that just came on Sunday, and we don't even have the time to hit every note, but white knights are also who we know as the racist KKK members of the same moniker. So we're talking about racism, we're talking about colorism, we're talking about segregation, we're talking about abuse. We are talking about all of those items jam-packed into this story. The themes were theming. The themes themed. They butts off, okay? She was not playing. Okay, so let's start with the color theory, because as set in season 2, episode 1 by Andre, who said, there is an unresolved tension between who we are, represented by the color yellow, who we say we are, secret identities, secret agendas, secret desires, represented by the color blue, and who we want to be. There's also a color pairing of black and white, life symbolized by the color black and inversion, and death symbolized by the color white and inversion, because usually you would think white, pure, virginity, good, life, and black, death, doom, despair. But in this series, we are inverting these colors. Life is black, death is white. We also have the color green, seen several times throughout tonight's episode. But you know, if we're talking about dancers, we're talking about hustling, we're obviously talking about money, right? But also green can be symbolic, and it usually is symbolic in film and TV, to be new life, new journeys, new ways, new beginnings, new thoughts, new perspectives, branching out into a new world. Usually you'll start to see the color green there. And of course you have pink, and that usually is representative of the status quo of the pink in Uncle Clifford's strip house. Okay. And usually it's like the combo of like the blue and the pink and the purple, but pink usually represents the pink. And of course we have red in film and TV, often representing danger, wound, pain, stop, caution, alert, alert. But as also shown in tonight's episode, can be symbolic of other things such as love, lust, passion, power. So we're going to take a look into all of those things tonight. Are we ready? I think we're ready. I think we are very ready, okay? Because as Uncle Clifford is narrating tonight's fairy tale, narrating tonight's fairy tale, the tale Keyshawn recited to her baby in episode 1, right? Rome, Keyshawn's manager, closes a hair deal for her. However, the wigs is fake, synthetic, last you about a week or two. Can't brush them on week 3, that's guaranteed, okay? Fake. Very symbolic. Very symbolic. The wig choices even were red, danger, blue, hidden agendas and identities, and white, which he has gifted to Keyshawn, a symbol of death. And he places that white wig on her head. Both Rome and Keyshawn have 3 images. Usually when you see characters in mirrors or have reflections, there's double identities, there's different agendas, there's secrets, there's things to be uncovered. There could be a past versus their future self. Something is haunting, following them, or they're being split into different directions about what they want, who they are. So we have 2 images here, making a total of 3 versions of these characters, right? Who we are, yellow. Who we say we are, blue. Who we want to be. Now, Rome here in this moment is presenting himself as a savior who's going to free Keyshawn from her home. We see that blue light sort of hailing and focusing more so above his head. But who he is, you see that yellow and that gold and that blazer, is just another forceful, intimidating, abuser-like even. He's also dressed in this nice suit that he has on tonight, the black and white pairing, of course, symboling life and death, and these red exit signs right above his head. He is the danger, ladies, gentlemen, babies in between. You see how all that goes on? Y'all see how all that goes on? Okay. Now, when it comes to Keyshawn's reflections, I feel like it's sort of taking, and this is just me, please hypothesize in the chat. I definitely want to hear you guys' takes as well. No wrong answers. Keyshawn, I feel like, seems to be having a bit more of attention in her present identity, right? It's not so much that she's lying or got an agenda or is about to scheme, and not really. Keyshawn for me is who she is, but she's trapped between an old abuser and a new one. 3 Keyshawns. How is she maneuvering this space? It could also be reminiscent of her past, present, and future, because she has to face who she was that led her here and where she's trying to go, who she really want to be, but hasn't quite broken out of the present yet. Relatable. Okay? Keyshawn is also dressed in this baby doll pink, which could represent, yes, the pink. We know where she's originally from, whose house she's originally under. She is from the school of Uncle Clifford, period. However, here she is an object of desire, little light crush, little light love, little light passion, right? But she's really just an object of desire for Rome right now, but we'll understand who else later. So Uncle Clifford, as he's narrating this fairy tale, says, a girl ain't ready to be saved until she's good and goddamn ready. Show you right. Let's see what y'all saying in the chat before we move on, because that's a strong opening. That is a big, strong opening. All right. Let's see what y'all saying. Mississippi is bad on that poll. She is a rock star at the Legends Ball. Absolutely. Love the narration. Yes. Kat says, as soon as I seen the wig color, I thought about the meaning of the color and got scared. Oh, y'all being rude in the chat about this hair now. I ain't never liked Rome. Now I don't like him. Because his hidden agenda jumped out. But you going up for me like that, and he look good too, but he's canceled. He's done. You're done. Okay? The lesser of two evils. I knew he was a pimp. My op radar is off, dog. Y'all got some good eyes. My op radar is off, dog. I ain't even gonna lie. I also thought Pink was associated with naive here, like very youthful. I can see that. Very innocent, very little girl. I can see that. It is the fairy tale, the Barbie doll. She still couldn't see Rome as an abuser after faced with so many in her life. To be fair, abusers are very charming at first. They need to create your trust. They need to create an emotional bond. They need you to let your guard down, and they need to persuade you that they have your best interest at heart. So there's no alert. By the time they abuse, it's such a shock. You didn't even know you was in hot water until you're boiling. So us watching the show, when he has her and he's like, I just got you a new deal. Everything's glowing up. This is your big night. That's all that charm and fluff. He's giving you everything you wanted. Didn't you want these dreams? And he's showing proof of it. And then you going to do what I tell you to do. And when it happens at that first time, you sort of, she has so many questions to ask. Do I get out of here and ruin my dreams? Do I go back home to somebody who I know is going to beat my ass? Do I lose out on all this money? Is he serious? Like, it's such a split, quick decision, an emotional shakeup. And because she has experienced so much abuse, her body is in autopilot. Her nervous system is in autopilot. It's fear and freeze. Not fight or flight, fear and freeze. So she obeys to remain safe. Just want to give some context so we can be fair on our girl. All right, let's move on. We about to go here with it. They so mad. Look at all that red. Love, passion, lust, mad, anger. Oh, they so mad at each other. So cute. So cute. I can't. Let's get into the Puerto Rican princess, Miss Jocelyn Hernandez, playing tonight's fairy godmother. Let's break down everything that we're looking at, because, you know, the Puerto Rican princess has now transcended into fairy godmother, right? She's flying. She's dropping that money on your head. This money floating around is symbolic of the magic. She is blessing these girls. She is blessing this place. This is her magic. This is what's happening, okay? And literally hands this magic to Keyshawn. Those spotlights being representative of the wings of the fairy godmother, handing her magic right over to somebody that she is sort of adopting in her presence, right? Giving Keyshawn a taste of what her freedom could be. And we have this pairing of blue and this white. Now, Katori Hall tweeted, this is Cinderella blue. There's a Black designer. I should have got her name, but I totally forgot. There's a Black designer that curated these blue looks specifically so Keyshawn could be symbolically represented of Cinderella. But the blue, who she wants to be, this powerful, empowered, free person, and the color white, there's going to be a death somewhere. Symbolically, there's going to be an ending somewhere. So that's all coming up for Keyshawn. And I thought it was great because here for Miss Jocelyn Hernandez, the Puerto Rican princess, this red is symbolizing her power. And I'm going to break that down in a little bit, just a little more. But I do want to keep it moving because there is a huge story here about how Keyshawn and Derek met. Ooh, let's just do it, y'all. Let's just do it. How they met, okay? Keyshawn falls off her pyramid, hitting the ground, representing an angel that fell. This season is also dealing a lot with religious Christian themes of the Bible. using the devil, the angel, God, using all of those heaven and hell kind of symbolism. So I believe that is absolutely showing here. She is representative of an angel that fell versus Derek, the devil. And if you guys know the story of the devil in the Bible, the devil is a fallen angel. So you see those inversions, an angel that fell versus a fallen angel, both in red and white. Now that's kind of a cheat because he is white. But they're both in red and white. Where is there going to be a death? Where is there going to be an ending? Where is going to be the danger? Red, right? Where is there going to be wounds? Red. Now, it's very important to note that in Uncle Clifford's narration of this fairy tale, Derek with his blue eyes, first of all, it's given Aryan race. That's just your classic racism. Okay. The Aryan race, blonde eye, blue hair, that is like the prototype of human beings. If you don't look like that, you could choke, quite literally. That is like OG racism. All right. So Derek with his blue eyes being this sort of savior for Keyshawn, but this blue is representative symbolically in this color theory of the series, who he says he is. Hidden identity, hidden agenda, little lie about who you are. And even when we meet him, he has this sort of silhouette. Can't see his face. That is intentional, everyone. You cannot see his face. That is also symbolic in TV and film to be representative of a hidden identity, hidden agenda. Why I can't see you? Why I can't look you in your pretty blue eyes? Those eyes that lie. So there's another inversion here because Derek is presented as this false savior. Well, he's presented as a savior, but we know him to be a false savior because his violence is used to protect her. That should have been a positive. Lord knows I like a little fair square up one. I like a little fair one, shooting the, okay? But in truth, because those blue eyes lie, in truth, the violence that he used to protect her will be the violence that he also uses to harm her. And the fact of the matter is, if we have this white and black pairing, she's in a white shirt, but she's laying on this black mat, she had life already. White is death, black is life. She had life already. Didn't need saving from that point. Hold that in your back pocket because we're going to be expanding that tonight, okay? And here's the gag. What Derek showed is what white men often get to do is to execute their own fairy tales. What white men say goes, right? Because he started the fight with the black boy who was bothering Keyshawn, got to reframe it as, I finished it, and only the black boys were punished. Derek, as this athlete that he is, he's necessary for homecoming. The school needs him. But the black boys who are actually playing the sport that you're cheering for have to be suspended and miss their game. And this is the same fairy tale and privilege and power that he tried to use the police to go ahead and arrest Diamond based on a lie that he gets to tell. I mean, we could just fight. That wasn't a pun. That was an oversight because Derek actually does fight. So no, Derek, we can't fight. I take that back. I rescind that comment. We actually can't fight. Let me jump into the chat because I know y'all going off about Derek and them. I know y'all going off about Derek and them. And them, unpopular opinion. I wish they would have had Gigi be the guest star this episode instead of Jocelyn. She is not for Black women, just exploiting them for her shitty cabaret show. Well, shit, Christine. Well, damn, Christine. Damn, Christine. I saw the red flags off top with his aggression towards the football players, looking like a knight in shining armor trying to defend Keyshawn. Right. The way he reacted to the football players already showed how aggressive he was. The football player started, though. He spat on Derek. The fact that he didn't get in trouble with it too, he was so excited about them not being able to play. That privilege jumped out. I'll tell you that. Now, let's talk. Let's talk. And yeah, I know I call it like I see it. I am not here to lie. Let's talk about colorism. Let's talk about colorism. And a quote here that one of the stepdaughters says is, "Love comes in threes, so does death." We have Keyshawn joining stepmother and two stepdaughters, all who are in white except Keyshawn. And we know that white is a death color. Why? Stepmother symbolically killed/ended Keyshawn's original family. But what did stepmother and her stepdaughters inherit? You ended Keyshawn's original family, but what did you gain in return? Because dad's not here. And dad's barely here. He's on another one of those business trips. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see what we're looking at. Because stepmama, did he choose you actually? Are you actually partnered? So we have a light-skinned woman who prioritized her beauty just to obtain, receive, and win as a prize an absent man. And she's sitting here primping and priming her daughters to line them up for the same fate. Take a look at the red roses right between Keyshawn and stepmother. Well, those are not roses, but there's some red objects right here in the back, right? Do we have time to discuss? Do we have the time to discuss how our mothers line us up for the same experience of pain that they have? Do you have time to discuss how our mothers line us up to experience their same very pain? No? Okay. Well, Keyshawn here in this scene burns stepsister's hair, and the stepmother responds and says, "She's yellow-waisted. You ruined the only thing that made her beautiful." You ruined the only thing that made her beautiful. She's yellow-waisted. Yellow-waisted. And I think I saw Katori Hall tweet this as well about how having light skin is the prize, but if the other aspects of you don't upkeep that value, you wasted your yellow. I think that's what the tweet was getting at, that you kind of wasted your light skin, because her only other feature that was upholding her beautiful light skin was this hair that she had. Now that's out the window with the bang, because she has full lips, she has a wide nose, she has these black features that don't uphold the value of her light skin. Now, Keyshawn is wearing a very interesting color. She is in blue, but it looks so dark. And if you're watching it on TV, if you blink real quick, it almost looks black. Because I would argue that even here, when she emotionally feels so alone without her mother, her father, and clearly not bonding with his family, she's alone already. She's alone already, but she's also alive already, while this light-skinned family inherits death. You've inherited endings, children. That was your prize. That's what you worked and primped and primed so hard for. And the gag is, even in Keyshawn's loneliness right here, the wound is the salvation. She's already alone. Where in her present timeline, she's trying to get there. She has two abusers closing in. She's trying to get there because her loneliness would be her freedom and salvation. The wound in the beginning is the salvation in the end. And as Uncle Clifford is narrating this fairy tale, he says right here, a girl ain't saved until she's good and goddamn ready. The gag is Alicia also doesn't exist. Oh man, I thought you won. I thought you won. Alicia also doesn't exist. Because light skin makes you an object, yet again, of desirability. Can the men that want you see you? Or are you just a Barbie doll? To be dolled up, primped, and primed for their pleasure, used as well. There's actually a visual inversion here, which I wonder if we're having the conversation because on the left, the green is on the bottom of Alicia, and on the right, the green is on top. And I wonder if we're having this inversion of, is the grass greener on the other side? That whole metaphor. Just thinking out loud, just wondering. But also, do we have time to discuss how light-skinned women receive social benefit and elevation by being viewed amongst dark-skinned women who are also disregarded as undesirable? I don't think we have the time for that. I don't think we have the time for the conversation about how sitting next to a dark-skinned woman as a light-skinned woman gives you social elevation and value. Because you know niggas don't want us. So naturally you're desired. Cue Derek. Because where Derek comes in and Keyshawn's depth of loneliness is that he gets to come in and show her a sense of false love, because you know the real one does not exist at home. Her daddy is being inappropriate with Alicia, because you know I can't say the keywords on YouTube or else they're gonna take my video down. He's being inappropriate with Alicia. Sometimes the mothers are very well aware and they do not protect their daughters. We don't have time for that conversation. So Derek gets to come in and show her something that she is absolutely not getting at home, even if it's not real. And Keyshawn, in this new family dynamic, has watched her father leave her mother, and we don't know the color of her mother. We can assume she's dark-skinned. That's what stepmother said to Keyshawn. You remind me of your mother act just like that. Yeah, she was talking about ghetto, and Keyshawn is ghetto, but we can assume Keyshawn's mother is dark-skinned. We don't even need to see her. Now, Keyshawn watched her father leave her mother for a light-skinned woman while simultaneously feeling rendered as undesirable in her own dating pool. So you'll be shamed as the girl who stepped out, but if you stay in, it's like, well, we don't want your ass. So what are we doing? Okay, exactly what Serena Williams went through. Oh, she dating this white man. Do y'all know y'all was calling her everything but the child of God when she was a single black woman? We don't have the time on tonight. I'm real sorry. We don't have the time on tonight. So like Derek, Keyshawn's stepmother gets to tell a fairy tale. She gets to make up a story, rewrite what had happened for her own benefit. That's a privilege that aligned with whiteness that she has. So the stepsisters are going to one dance. Derek surprises Keyshawn and brings her to another dance. We have segregated dances, right? The stepsisters are going to the black ball, and Keyshawn is going to the white ball. Now, here's another note that I'm just going to throw out. Because when Keyshawn gets to the white ball, she is disapproved of by Derek's mother. She is disapproved of in this all-white space. She don't go here. She don't belong here. But that white cheerleader at the black ball, roses laid at her feet, twerk contest, welcome with open arms. The white cheerleader is welcome with open arms in that black space, but Keyshawn is out of place in that white space. Keep your eye on it. Keep your eye on it. Okay. Let me see what y'all say. The chat is going off, y'all. Woo! Woo! Nicole says the devil can hit you with disguises. Woo! When she gives that advice to Keyshawn, I was like, she learned the hard way. It just shows how Keyshawn never had a good example of a man in her life. And yes, actually like the stepdaughter's new hairstyle. It was very retro 80s. But that was the salt and pepper bang. That was black girl bang. So mama was not happy. Okay, we need to have that social value, which means we need to align with whiteness, even with the black man at home. All right. Keyshawn said, that's good. Alicia is objectified at school and at home. Where is the rest? Where is the rest? Woo. I'm like, we don't have time for these conversations that the show is having. Woo. Black people too inclusive, because we invite everybody to the cookout. Ooh. Keyshawn was just happy to be invited, even to a plantation. When you don't feel loved, you will settle for a lot. It's about time. I don't know if we have time to talk about it, but how about Black people are so eager to embrace with people outside of our spaces, but they would never do that with us in their spaces. We don't have the time. That's it. Derek made her feel seen, and she so needed that because she felt invisible in her family. And in picking her, he is conferring his perceived value on her. He is willing to deny his privilege for her. We don't even have the time to talk about how poor white people be losing some of that privilege a little bit. Actually, no, that's not what I wanted to say. Poor white people still feel more privilege than well-doing Black people. Because I think there was a joke, I forget which comedian who said it. I feel like it was Chris Rock, who was like, a poor white man wouldn't want to switch places with me still. So even though Keyshawn's family is the one who got it, Derek huffing and puffing his chest up because he's a white man. How interesting. How interesting. We don't have the time. Okay, where we at with it? This story was so beautiful because what we need to know is that Keyshawn was her own savior already. She sat in her room in this top photo, waiting for a savior to arrive to save her from this home and this family and this place, looking at all of these empty mirrors when she fulfilled those spots in the beginning of this episode. You already arrived. And what a perfect quote Uncle Clifford said as he's narrating tonight's fairy tale. It wasn't that she wasn't a bad bitch. She just ain't know it. Consciously, you have to be in that mirror too. Consciously, you have to be in that mirror too. And I wanted to get back to the fairy godmother of the night, Miss Jocelyn Hernandez. Jocelyn, the fairy godmother, reminding Keyshawn of her power, quite literally handing her the key. Jocelyn in red, flowing from wound to power, because Jocelyn, and actually in her real life, uses the world's disapproval, uses the world's harm, uses the world's danger of her and her sex work to empower and free herself. Now, in real life, she did live long enough to see herself become the villain. She has become Stevie J. Let's just call it what it is. She has become the pimp. But we're just playing with the theme of tonight's episode for what is being curated in P Valley, and that's all we're going to stick to on tonight, okay? We're just going to thematically tie up Jocelyn Hernandez, the Puerto Rican princess's presence here in this show. That's all we're doing, all right? Keyshawn in blue, who she says she is, who she wants to be, these hidden desires, hidden agendas, right? She wants to be free and to be powerful, but it's still evasive. Consciously, it's not here yet. So she needed a fairy godmother. She needed a mentor. She needed someone to see her. Just one person, because she can't yet see herself. So how interesting that she had this stepmother that was supposed to be a real family disregard her, render her invisible, render her unvaluable. But she meets someone here in this stripper world, this dancer world, this sex work world, who confirms her, that becomes family, this chosen family, in just an instant. And so we have the magic sprinkling her fairy godmother from the money magic down to the dust of the snow. This magic almost raining on her in 2 lifetimes, 2 timelines. The magic of the fairy godmother as Cinderella is on the way to the ball because she was a hoe already. And hoes don't get cold. Word to Cardi. She was a hoe already. Just as she was her own savior already. Just as she was free already. Just consciously she wasn't aware. You was also a hoe already. Is we gonna talk or we gonna talk? Because on this special night after the ball, Keyshawn and Derek get pregnant, driving them both out of their families. Keyshawn also discovers that she shares a wound with her stepmother, who prioritizes her beauty, prioritizes her light skin. Y'all are both still Barbie dolls being harmed by men in the patriarchy. Even as a wife, you're still sort of harmed as this sex worker. I gave you a ring and a house and a money, but I'm still just fucking you. And I'm going on this business trip to get some more. And I'm going in your daughter's bedroom at night to get some more. Y'all are still just sex workers with a ring. Both just objects to men. So in an event like this, you may need somebody else, a goddaddy, if you will. From fairy godmother to godfather. Wodi, I'm so sorry I was on your head. How dare I? How dare I? Let's talk about Wodi. Oh, we need a goddaddy in red with a wink. Question: does he kill Keyshawn or does he free her as she pretends to fall to her death in this mountain of money in the same fetal position we saw her episode 1 of the season in the crib with her child, feeling trapped? However, working under Rome in this present timeline, she appears free, but she is still trapped. Wodi winking, signaling her death, but a push in the right direction. Do we have time to discuss how divinely protected we are even before we meet our trouble? Whether she's at home or on tour, she is still the princess trapped in the castle, the fairy tale she told her baby so he could sleep. And in the money, Keyshawn transitions from this sort of fetal position and expands into that snow angel. white angel. She expands into that snow angel. Thought that was interesting. Symbolically, Wodi had the same transition into this snow angel. Put a pin in that. I'll be right back. I'm going to tie that up at the end, okay? But it's very important to note right here, right now, he does not like the hair that Rome gave her. This chat is on fire. I see it. I'm coming in. I'm coming in. Come on, Wodi. Wodi, I'm so sorry. I doubted you. That's exactly what stepmom is. A sex worker with a ring. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. When Wodi said what he said to him, I was like, yes, Wodi. The big monologue. Oh, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Because wherever you go, there you are. You making the same mistakes today as you was doing back then. You doing the same routine as you was doing back then, but you thought you was free. You thought you was outside. You thought you was moving different. I haven't seen the movie. Now look, I estimated that it couldn't be Rome. It couldn't be Rome. Okay. Not sure if Keyshawn actually knows that Wodi did what he did to Rome, but if she does, then what she needs to do is ask if he makes house calls. Hello? Free your mind and the rest will follow. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we coming up. Let's lean into these themes a little bit. Let's lean into these themes just a little bit. Whew. The beginning is the ending. The beginning is the ending. Keyshawn was the bad bitch already. Keyshawn was the hoe already. And Derek was the abuser already, like his daddy. He becomes his abusive father the moment he becomes his abusive father the moment he becomes his abusive father the moment he becomes a father. The creator and writer of the show, Katori Hall, set off some tweets. Keyshawn's first time being abused by Derek shows him cutting off her air via strangulation while she is pregnant. It's to bring the victim to the edge of death. She was in white. It's to bring the victim to the edge of death and means that it is highly likely that the abuse will lead to that very end for the victim. The beginning is the ending. In addition, it is actually quite common for men to abuse women in pregnancy due to the highly vulnerable position the woman is in. Domestic violence fact, it takes a victim on average 7 times to leave an abusive partner. And when it does, it increases the likelihood that they will be killed, she's in white, by their partner, excuse me. The beginning is the ending. So here's the thing. In the beginning, when Keyshawn first gets pregnant with Derek, her family and herself were financially supporting them already. Same as now. He's out of a job. It's the pandemic. She's going on tour to support the kids and him, giving very much the third child. And if the beginning is the ending, and in the beginning, she almost dies due to strangulation, we can estimate that Keyshawn, when she makes a decision consciously to free herself, will have to make that choice when he chokes her again. when that might be the ending. Because it would have to be not just you hurt me real bad, not just he was upset, not just I made him unhappy. It would have to be death staring you in your face, knocking at your door, breathing down your neck to possibly shove you into the right direction. It would have to be that. Let's tie up some more themes. Let's talk about the Cinderella slipper of the night. Katori tweeting, the glass slipper is one of the most central symbols in the Cinderella tale. In P-Valley, we see it pop up twice. The first, when Derek, having memorized her shoe size, the middle photo, brings her a dress and shoes for the mistletoe. Next is when Rome brings up the pleasers platform deal, past and present. But I want to make some further connections because I am using a third photo because I would argue, not that Miss Katori Hall is wrong, but I noticed the visual of her white boot, symbol of death, the color white. When she did the first dance, top of the show, when Jocelyn Hernandez, her fairy godmother, introduced her to the stage, and she danced in this white boot because I believe she had the power to end, to kill, to bring death to the men's control of her the entire time. Let's end some of these illusions, shall we? Derek gave her the freedom to go on tour. Rome gave her the freedom to have her own night and make these money moves. And Derek and Rome's gift to her, a slipper, both fit perfectly. Of course they do. You're a Barbie doll, an object. You don't exist. Keyshawn, how will you come alive from the dead? Miss White Boot, how will you come alive from the dead? And notice that these glass slippers, they're translucent, they're transparent, they're diamante. That's to symbolically still represent the color white. It's still death. So both gifts appearing perfect turn out to be a bad deal. What did you gain? So this here is very much the inversion of a white knight, because in the original fairy tale of Cinderella, the prince finds this perfectly fitting slipper to find. I was about to say to haunt. Whoa, that was such a subconscious slip. I was going to say the prince in the original tale of Cinderella found her slipper to haunt her. He came to save her because out of the entire kingdom, the slipper fits only Cinderella perfectly to live happily ever after. But not here. We have an inversion of the white knight. He is not a savior. She didn't gain a husband. She didn't gain a manager because she's been the breadwinner and the hero for both princes. You niggas thought it was you? I'm the one telling the story. I'm the one selling the fantasy. I'm the one making you think you're going to get a piece, but you're going home alone. I'm the one who hypnotized you and you came back to buy some more, as you will next weekend. Because y'all out there yelling at the OnlyFans girl, but y'all putting them up in Miami penthouses because you're paying for it. Hello? And what I really love about P-Valley is that this show really humanizes, legitimizes, and validates sex workers. They're not invaluable. They're not the scum of society. They're not to be looked down upon, disregarded, disgusted by. You paid a whole life. You want them. But you go back home to your wife. Now, too many people talk to them crazy as if, they're the low value of society, but you're purchasing. Let's just start that. So the biggest, most powerful moment we have after Rome tries to violate Keyshawn is that naked run. Her breast is exposed. She's in a thong. She's running to the elevator. She loses the glass slipper from this bad deal becoming her own hero and saving herself, literally desexualizing her body. Her body is of freedom. Her body is of power. It is not in possession or control by any man, especially not no trash, false saviors as these guys, these bozos. The breast is not for you, Lil Duval. The breast is not in your possession or your control. Cishet men who need a disclaimer about queer sex scenes. This is not for you. Agency, freedom, individualism, power. So that all being said, I really love how she has not freed herself from Derek in this episode. I am skipping over the graphic images. I don't want to trigger anyone watching this show. We've seen them once. That part came with a disclaimer. I think we're safe to skip over the imaging here. So I'm just going to talk about it. I love that she hasn't freed herself from Derek in this episode. And I thought it would be the children this time that does it. And it wasn't. This show is very real, very real, very real. Because Derek's mother stayed. Derek's mother watched him become this monster. But Keyshawn is getting dangerously close to the thing that will encourage her to leave and save herself and her children. And I think it'll be the strangle. I think that'll be a full circle moment that happens in this series, possibly in the finale or close to it. It'll possibly be a strangle that'll bring her right close to death, and she has to make that choice. And I think she'll make it. That's my hypothesis. Okay. And here's another gag. Derek didn't burn Keyshawn's face because he knows, he realizes that she's the moneymaker and the breadwinner and the hero of this family. This is a moment where hurting her would finally hurt him in return. I don't think he spared her. I think he saved himself. Yeah, she's right. If I ruin her face, she can't go out and make money and support me not getting a job down at the Walmart. And no shade to Walmart workers, but Derek is aiming for something that he's not acquiring. There was sort of this symbolic control and inversion of power there. Even though she is attacked, she is fearful, she is being harmed, there was a control flip right there, even in this situation. Okay? Because I want to tie this up before we get to the big moment. Oh my God, this chat is going off. I want to tie this up before we get to the moment. We're going to talk. I just want to do one more thing here. I really just want to bring home the idea that we have these false white knights, this inversion, this black and this white, heaven and hell, dark versus light, right? They both have wounds on their faces. Now, when we look at Derek, who has this wound on his face, he got that because it was in defense of Keyshawn, as he would tell it. Derek has a wound in defense of Keyshawn. Conversely, Rome has a wound because Keyshawn defended herself. A savior, a self-realized savior. I'm gonna jump in the chat before we get into the last moment. We going a little over. Ooh, yo, ooh. Yeah. Please, Keyshawn, get the babies and get at. Derek and Rome both acting as though she owes them when she's been paying them and paying for them since the meeting. Hello? Yes. Very good eye. When Rome originally presents this glass slipper, she has on one blue shoe and one glass slipper, and that in its essence was a choice. Who will she be? Wanting to be free for herself or being kept owned in a property, an object of desire? She said to Rome she preferred the blue shoes she already had on. Her voice and her freedom and her fight for independence was starting to jump out. Okay? Oh, man. wasn't the same baby in her stomach while first abused her, the same child that Derek abused while on tour. Look at that cycle. Look at that cycle. The abuse started already in the beginning. At conception, the abuse started already until the baby's here, and it continued. Wow. Wow. Who got Derek's voodoo doll? Man. But look at how manipulative abusers can be. When they realize they could lose you, they will wine and dine and charm you to try to keep that power. Yes. 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 I think Wodi likes Keyshawn, but he is okay playing in the background. Oh, she needs to be single. Wodi coming in as another savior, still unhealthy. Oh, well, let's get to Wodi then, because we're wrapping up time. Let's get to Wodi then. I don't know, y'all. I feel different, but apparently my op radar is off. My op radar is down bad. Really? Okay, well, I'm going to say my piece because here's what I saw. An inversion to a false savior. An inversion to the assumed white knight. Now, I feel like Wodi was a real savior, but y'all scaring me because why this looks like this? Y'all scaring me. Wait now. Key? So were we right? Is Wodi actually the op as well? Right now, I don't feel it. Right now, I don't feel it. What I do feel is that this is an inversion to the white knight because white is a death color. White is a death color. So if you have an inversion to the white knight, I would imagine Wodi is saving life, bringing life as he has arrived in the darkness to end something harmful. Now, I would assume that I've had him pegged all wrong, but throughout this season so far, he has been in red, he has been in blue. But here's why I feel differently now, okay? If Wodi is the real white knight, if he's the real snow angel, you would get that position as an angel if you die first. Now remember, one of the first things they did to Wodi when they started this tour was wink at him. He had to die. So as Keyshawn transitioned from that fetal position to the snow angel, Wodi had a transition from death to an angel. He is the angel of death, which is why he is often driving the hearse, which is why he was wearing a different color when the entire squad was wearing white. He is to guide the dead, but he is not of the dead. So he sits in the driver's seat while the dead sit in the back. Because everyone who was sitting in the back, Rome, Keyshawn, Big Teak, Lil Murda, they all have to experience a death of their own, be that emotionally, spiritually, and with Keyshawn and Rome, physically. They experience these deaths, right? And Uncle Clifford narrates this fairy tale tonight. The devil can be an angel or devil. I'm sorry. The devil can be an angel when he want to be. The devil can be an angel when he want to be. Damn, baby, he isn't up. Did I misunderstand that line? Yo, I'm freaking out. Wait. Is Wodi still an op? Bitch. What is going on? Wait a second. Not me wasting an apology. What is going on? What the hell is going on? Is he still an op? Do we still have to keep an eye out for Wodi? No, bro. Now that I'm looking at this again, would Wodi have still done what he did if his ambitions weren't directly tied to Little Murda's success, though? We can't know now since Key told him about Rome threatening to out him. And here's a question that I had. Keyshawn is now a free agent. Is Wodi a bad manager or did he need an opportunity? That's a question that I'm leaving this episode with. Maybe if Wodi had the right person in his hands, maybe he'd step up to the plate or start to win or whatever it was. Did he, in the guise of saving Keyshawn, use this to reposition himself as the big king sweep of all this bread that Rome was getting for her? He could just start slapping his name on contracts instead now without doing the work. Wait. Because I know we didn't just, the beginning is the ending. I know we didn't just do this. I know we didn't just do this live. Did we just do this live? Oh, shit. Did I waste my apology? Wodi was given up before. Just because he has blood on his hands now for a good reason don't mean he still don't have blood on his hands. Damn, Wodi. Not blue. He don't. He doesn't seem overly ambitious to me, but as I said, he plays the background a lot. I can't take it. We're split, y'all. Is Wodi an op, bro? Rome dies. Wodi feeds Rome fentanyl laced in his cocaine. White on white on white. Death on death on death. Rome ODs. He's out the paint. This party was hellish. Anyway, by the way, and Jocelyn Hernandez, the Puerto Rican princess, was nowhere to be seen. This party was hellish. He was leading Keyshawn right to hell anyway. But here's where I'll leave off. We are over time. Lord, I'm having Here's my last hypothesis of the night. I'm just going to throw this out there. I think we have 2 more deaths. And the last time we saw Teak, he pointed a gun at Rome and then said, I'm going to go sleep in the hearse for the night. I think we're not done here. Now, this could be an emotional, a spiritual, or a physical death. We did physically lose one. We don't know what else is waiting around the corner, but these guys still have not addressed the third love in the room. Love comes in 3s. So does death. We still have not addressed Clifford. We haven't seen these guys have that conversation. Right now, they're being passive aggressive, as niggas do, and they just being a little bitter, mad, bickering at each other all the time. Okay, y'all in love. Let's call a thing a thing. Is Wodi an op? Do Murda and Big Teak still have a death to go through? You see me? Let me find out I wasted my apology. I'm back on Wodi's head. There are no saviors in this story. What up, Shells? The question is, would he have killed Rome if there were no sex tape? A twofer. 2 birds with 1 stone. I saved my client and I saved yours so I can reap both. A grim reaper, if you will. This is where I'm at, see. Save yourselves. This was our section. This is exactly why I love doing this show. Y'all help me. I help y'all. We unfold the story together. There's more than what we thought we saw. This is exactly what a dissection serves. Y'all are in it. If you are accessing this live show, that means you are a Patreon. Access this live show now and today. Patreon.com/JustLatasha. I'm also on Instagram at JustLatasha. I'm on Twitter at JustLatasha404. We have gifts here, monthly gifts. We have access to the live show. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you're If you guys are accessing the general watch on YouTube, please subscribe. And of course, as always, share the content. It helps me so much as a creator. I appreciate you guys. Let's put some hearts up in the chat. This is Love Room. We love and accept everyone. P Valley is an incredible show. Katori Hall. I thank you for this creation. I love having this dissection for this show. And yes, my sketch comedy series, Just Latasha's Interactions, is coming out very soon. I estimate summer 2022. If you guys follow me on my social media, you guys saw my big announcement. I am an Open TV and OTV fellow. I get a stipend, I get a distribution deal, and I get mentorship. So Interactions is coming to you via Open TV. I am above the moon, over the moon, ecstatic. We have laughed a year on the death of my dear friend Aisha K. Faines. Rest in peace, Aisha K. Faines. I'm going to be posting some clips of her work in feminism, in women's empowerment, in Black freedom. She was a dear friend of mine, and I love her so much. And I think that's all I have. So let's see these hearts in the chat. Period. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Oh, Neezy girl. She's still a hoe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all. So I'm here every Monday, 6 p.m. EST. Thank you so much. If you guys want to join the live show, we are back on Mondays. We took a break for the holiday, so we are definitely back, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.